We're going to get started in a couple seconds, y'all. What's going on, y'all? So we're about to get straight into it. We got a little bit late start, but we're about to get straight into it. I do see some setups. I already went through all the charts. I do see some possible setups that we can jump into. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we got a nice buy, gold buy. I talked about this on the live stream, but it didn't really come into play until right before New York. But the members, me and the members got into this. We got over 1,000 pips on this one. I think it was like 2,000 pips, if I'm not mistaken. It was a pretty nice move. But we're going to see if we can break back above that daily level and see if we can look for a second entry. But let's let that do its thing for now. There's a few pairs I was looking at. So we did Euro New Zealand sell as well. Caught a nice amount of pips. It's actually right back at a pre-test like 30 minutes ago. But we're going to see if we'll push back up off this candlestick to see if we can get another entry. Because we caught the sell here. Once another zone came back up. Did it even hit stop loss? Yeah, it hit stop loss barely. So we might look for another re-entry to see if we'll finish the move today. But it is looking promising. I was also looking at, what else was we looking at? Let me see. I was also looking at GBPJPY for possible sell setup there because GJ already dumped. It's a little too far. So if GJ continues to dump, we can definitely look for a sell setup. It just did a retest off this wall right here. So that a decent entry. I'd like to see it come a little bit higher if possible. So we're going to see what this next 15 looks like. But I do like how this is looking. It's built a nice wall right here. So we're going to see if price can drop, but it's looking good. We're going to wait until the next candlestick that's about to pop up in a couple minutes. I was also looking at New Zealand CHF. New Zealand CHF had a good sell setup. Both New Zealand CHF and USD CHF are looking like good sell setups. We caught a buy on USD CHF and GBPJPY yesterday, but after we caught a few TPs, that thing retraced, broke underneath this daily zone, and you can see it did a retest and right underneath it. So if it can stay underneath this level, we're going to see how it reacts off this retest here. But if it can stay underneath this level, we might look for a sell setup as well. So we're going to see how it reacts off this retest right here. Let's see how it reacts to that level right there. We might look for a sell setup on this as well. What else was I looking at? I feel like I was looking at a couple other things. JPY trying to drop, so I'm going to be entering these in a second. I was looking at New Zealand JPY as well. We got a nice buy on this, meaning the members as well. Then after almost at the top of the zone, it came back down and just did a retest, just like JPY. So depending on what this next candlestick looks like, we might be jumping into possible New Zealand and HA. New Zealand JPY, JPY sells. We have something else as well. Yeah, so we're going to see what we can find real quick. There's a few opportunities. This, we're going to see how the clock candle just did start. So we're going to see how these candlesticks work, how they look. But I do like how they're looking so far. Yeah, so this is trying to dump. So we might be entering something real quick. We're going to see. We're going to see. So I like how that's looking. Just did a retest. It's got a slight wall right there. It could break through that. Yeah. Huge cancel right there. I like how these are looking. And then GJ and all the other JPY pairs are doing the same thing. Euro JPY did a huge dump as well. It's almost at the bottom of the Euro is the only thing GJ is not though. Yeah, so I like how these are looking, but we're gonna wait and see at least the first 5-10 minutes before we enter. Gonna see if it's gonna do a retest. It looks like it's trying to. Yes, we're gonna wait a little bit. I like how these are looking. So you can see it's yes, they're all doing a quick retest. So it's going to look the same after this first candlestick, and if so, then we might hop into some trades. Euro New Zealand. Okay, so Euro New Zealand's doing a retest too. So the retest is going to work out for us anyways. So we're just going to let price do its thing for now. While it's doing that, let's see what the other pairs are up to. Yeah, so this is the GBPJPY. We're calling buys all week on this. It finally broke this level. We call this trade live. This thing just went insane. And I was currently in the middle of the zone chilling. So I have this marked off here for a potential second entry, but the other CHF pairs until that retest. Okay, now that's going back red. Let's see. Yeah, so we're gonna wait at least till the next 5 to see what these pairs are trying to do. Now this is normal. That's why this level marked up, because it's the first time it's touched underneath. So we're gonna see if it can break back under, stay underneath that level, at least for USD CHF. New Zealand JPY, AD JPY look like they're trying to drop down again. Yes, we might be entering these in a second. So I'm going to get these ready now just in case we do jump in these. Because it does make sense for it to continue to drop. Euro JPY is the only one that I want to acknowledge that's about to hit a daily level. But that's fine. Let's see what GJ is looking at. And GJ did a nice drop too. It's right at this level right here. So let me see if we can break underneath that level. And then we'll go from there. Cool. Got a nice 80 New Zealand. So yesterday's at the bottom of the zone. So let me go ahead and let the members know. It looks like New Zealand CHF is trying to drop. It did just do a retest. We might enter that. Yeah, I like how that's looking right there. I like how that's looking. Yeah, it hit a huge level of traffic. It might try to break it though, because it is looking pretty bullish on the daily level. But for like a scout setup, so see that rejecting. But USD CHF is looking bearish. So I like how this one's looking for sure. So I just want to wait to see if it can break underneath that level. But New Zealand CHF, I think it's dropping. Yeah, so I'm kind of tempted to enter those. I'm going to wait for the next 5 minutes. See what that does. But the AD JPY and New Zealand JPY are dropping. Yeah, so they might try to keep on trying to touch these levels. So stop loss for this, I'm looking at 92, we can say 92.35. It's not too big of a stop loss. About 60 pip stop loss, nothing too crazy. Yeah, so new 5 minute is retesting off that wall again. That is a good sign. That is showing that it is trying to break those levels. So I'm going to write these trades up. We see New Zealand CHF doing the same thing, but they are definitely trying to break that level. And I definitely like how the JPY pairs are looking. Euro New Zealand just turned red as well, so we might be entering that as well. You see 80 New Zealand trying to drop that, break that level. So let me go ahead and let the members know the AZ is at the bottom of the zone. Yeah, I'm going to write some of these up because I do like how these are looking. Let's go to AJ. AJ's trying to drop. Yeah, I think he's trying to drop. Write these right here. Somebody write these up. FX 50. Oh shit. Alright, y'all that's in the thing, ignore all that stuff. My bad, y'all. I was typing some stuff. Ignore all that stuff. Ignore all that stuff, y'all. This was an accident. I just blew up. I accidentally spammed my thing on accident. Bro, I just accidentally blew up my channel on accident. So give me a second. I'll just there we go. Okay, but. Okay. Alright, yeah, so we might be entering these in a second. So before we start, I'm gonna post a disclaimer out. My bad, y'all. I messed something up. I had to fix something real quick. But we'll just see if we're gonna jump into some things because I like how these are looking. Alright, but yeah, I like how these are looking right there. Let's see what you're New Zealand. Yes, we might be jumping into some things this next candlestick. That's thinking. So this one's only 0.625. 0.625. Yeah, so I'm looking at UC, NC, then NJ, then AJ. I like how these are looking. So we might jump in on these next candlesticks. They're just trying to drop. I mean, we could enter this right now. We're going to see what the next 5 minutes looks like. So I might jump in on this. I might jump in on this. We're in New Zealand. Yeah, I like how these are looking. I need 10 minutes. Yeah, we're going to jump in on these. It might retrace the next candlestick, but I like how these are looking. So we're going to hop in on these. Yeah, I like how these are looking. I'll go with SL. So this one, the SL again, is going to be. Well, I just posted in the free Telegram first thing the screen, but it's going to be a 92.35. We could put it at 92.40. Might do that. Yeah, I'm going to change it to 92.40. It's about 50-55 stop loss. Nothing too crazy. It might retrace out this level, but it is trying to dump. So I'd rather jump in now and deal with a little bit of drawdown than miss like a bunch of pips. Because it just did a retest on that previous candle, and now it's trying to rip. Same thing with NJ. So yeah, we're in these right now. Again, keep in mind the next 5 and 15 it could try to retrace, but it just did a retest, so it could continue to dump the next candlestick as well. Yeah, these things are moving. So this SL is going to be 86. We can say 86, 45. I should say 86, 45. And let's see what NC is up to. So still at this wall. So I'm going to see what this next candlestick does. It might try to break this wall, but it definitely did a retest. It's respecting this wall right here. It's also kind of stuck. We're going to keep a look on that. USD still on the daily level, so we're just going to leave that alone for now. Here in the Zoom is still trying to retest. So we got a few more minutes to the next 15. Just out of curiosity, let's look at the other JPY pairs. Let's go to 15. It's going to be a deeper look. Yeah, so GJ is still reattempting to try to break this level as well. So we see all these the JPY pairs have done a retest, and it is showing that it's trying to push down. So we're going to see what the next 15 will do. The only reason why we entered before the next 15 is because it is trying to dump and already did a retest. So there's a higher chance that it could try to try to look for something else. Let me see. All right, this is the other pair. So we're going to keep an eye on this too. But it's currently doing a retest, so we're not going to jump in on that yet. It looks like the Euro pairs are just pushing up currently. Let me see what this one's up to. This one's looking red as well. So this on the daily level too. So I'm not going to get too excited yet. I'm just going to mark this level off. So we're going to see how it reacts. This is the level that is rejected off of, so it can break underneath that level. Then we'll look for a sell setup. But this one's looking like it's trying to drop just like a New Zealand CHF. I'll just put the stop loss right above that wall there. So we're going to see what the next 15 looks like for the CHF pairs. Let me see what GC's up to. GC's trying to push up. Interesting. NC is dropping though. Yeah, so we might jump into NC the next 15 as well. USD CHF is trying to drop it as well. So all the other CHF pairs besides USD CHF is trying to drop. Let's see what these are doing. Let me type some TPs in because these things are still trying to drop down. So I'm gonna type the TPs for these in a second. But as long as we can really respect this level, we can't see continue to dump. But we see it is trying to retrace a little bit. But we got a new 15 about to start. So I'm going to type the TPs for New Zealand, JPY, JPY. And then we're going to look at New Zealand CHF. So that might be our next target. All right, so it looks like it's trying to drop down. But we're going to give it a second. So it's doing a slight retest here, which is fine. But as long as it touches that and rejects it, I want to see it retest this, like touch this wall and then continue to dump down. That's what I want to see happen. So we're going to see if that's how it's going to play out. So this is doing a retest. It just broke underneath two of these levels. So it's looking like Good sell setup. We're going to see if we can retest this wall right here. Then we might enter this one as well. See what Euro New Zealand's up to. Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on Euro New Zealand as well. Let's see what USCHF's up to. We'll check it out that level. Okay, still going. Alright, your AV is red. So we're going to see how this candlestick reacts because this is possible sell setup as well. So we're going to see. We're going to keep an eye on that. Yeah, but AJ is looking like it's trying to dump some more. So 1 second. All right. Okay, but so y'all should be nice and blue in both trades. So I want to see if we can break this level here. All right, bet. So this one was just a members only trade, but if you're in this live, of course, you can jump into both of these. And the NDC plays, not right now. I'm gonna look at those in a little bit. I'm gonna look at the indices in a little bit, but I'm not jumping anything right now, indice wise. Yeah, we might be jumping into something soon. We're gonna wait to see if we can break this level here. I mean, we can see how it reacts to this wall. We can do that wall. This is a strong wall right here. So we're gonna see how it reacts to this wall. But it is trying to drop. Using CHF trying to drop as well. And USD CHF. So we're gonna see what this 15-minute candlestick looks like, how it closes before we jump into those. I do like how those are looking. So we did hit TP1 for AJ. I'm about to put the TPs for New Zealand JPY. So give me 1 second. 1 second. Let's see what price can do. That price right there. Yeah, so there's a few levels traffic to break. It's definitely not impossible. It's definitely trying. So we're just gonna let these do its thing. Now, if this is your first time on the live stream, make sure to click the first in the description, join the free Telegram, read that disclaimer so you kind of understand how the TPs work and a little bit of how the strategy works. But we're gonna let these things ride out and do their thing. So we're gonna let these things do their thing. They are trying to dump. They are dumping, honestly. Chilling at TP1 for AJ. So we're gonna see if we can break that level. New 5-minute did just start. Now let's see. NC is trying to drop, so we might enter NC as well. I like how these CHF pairs are looking. Yeah, I like how these CHF pairs are looking. I like how these CHF pairs are looking. So I'm going to write some more plays up. But I still want to wait till the next 15. But I do like how these are looking right here. Yeah, but we're gonna look at indices and stuff in a second. Matter of fact, let me look at gold real quick. Yeah, look at this real quick. Just do a quick glance. Yeah, so they're on a strong wall. We could see some retracements, like we saw yesterday. But let me see what news is coming out because we might see them move a little bit during New York session. I forgot what the news is today though, so we're gonna look at that in a second. Look at these pairs. Yeah, so these CHF pairs besides GC looks like, well, GC's turning red too now, but Euro CHF and USD CHF are looking like some nice potential sell setup. But we're gonna wait to see what the next 5 and 15-minute candlestick looks like. AJ is chilling right there. It's kind of stuck at this wall, so we're gonna see if it can break it. The next candlestick. It is underneath a strong wall, so I would like to see it just rip through, but it is trying to do a retest. But we're just gonna let those ride out and do their thing. Just let those ride out and do their thing. And we see some retracements happening. Yeah, I like how these are looking. So I'm gonna write some of these up real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna write this up. So I didn't enter this yet. I'm waiting for the next 5 and 15-minute candlestick. But if I do enter, SL is gonna be, we can say 93.90. Say 93.90. Yeah. And then New Zealand CHF entry for this. And the SL for this. Let's see, 60, 20, 25. Yeah. So we're gonna wait to see what this next 15 looks like before we jump in on these. Because we want to see how it reacts to this wall here. I want to see it ideally close underneath this level before the next 15. Okay, good. Yes, Windows patient look for those. So let's go back to the JPY pairs. They're going for around 2 right before the new 5-minute. He's about to pop in about like 20 seconds. They are reattempting to down what AJ is reattempting. New Zealand JPY is doing a retest. Yes, we're gonna let those do their thing for right now. Yeah, I like how you're on New Zealand. Yes, we're gonna wait to see what the next 15 looks like. A new 5-minute they just start, but this is looking nice. They just do a retest the previous 15, and it is like right at our entry from yesterday. So don't be surprised if we potentially enter this as well to see if they can finish the move today. But before that, yeah, it's literally right at our entry from yesterday. But before that, new 15. Let's go over the news real quick. Because I forgot what's coming out today. All right, bet. So 8:30 we got Canada employment change, then we got USD non-farm employment, then unemployment rate, average hourly earnings. Yeah, so that's got to mess with the indices today. But the indices currently are underneath this wall. It ended up doing the drop, like I was talking about yesterday's live stream. Came to fill up the imbalance, then came back up. Now it's on this level of price, so it could do a full retracement, or it could push back up. I'm just going to keep an eye on it to see what it's trying to do. But again, it's overall bullish, so I want to look for the next best buy setup. Let me get rid of this. So I want to look for the next best buy setup. But it did end up doing the move I was talking about. But it's currently chilling right here, so it could drop down to the daily zone. That's how it looks. It looks like it's trying to do that. But of course, I'm not going to jump in yet. I'm gonna watch it still. But I could see it retracing some more. But the NAS is right on the daily level, chilling. Has a wick. Looks like it's trying to push up. So yeah, I still want to ideally look for a buy setup. Let me get rid of this. But it's just been chilling here. As you can see, for hours, it's just been chilling here. So I'm gonna wait for some volume to pick up before I even mess with the indices. Because if any pair just if it's making a wall, I'm not going to enter that until it tries to show me signs of what way it's trying to go. And Euro New Zealand is trying to drop right now. Yeah, so we might enter this the next candlestick if it keeps looking that way. New Zealand JPY AJ have done a slight retracement, retesting that level. There's no surprise there, but we're going to see if it can drop down going into a London session. We're going to see if it can do that. New Zealand CHF doing a retest as well. Let's see, USD CHF looks like it's trying to break underneath that. Let's see what EC is up to. Yeah, so we got 2 minutes to the next 15. So we're going to wait for that before we enter any of these. Out of curiosity, I want to see what GC is up to. So GC is respecting this level. Very interesting. Yeah, but it looks like the USD pairs, I'm probably going to leave them alone until closer to New York. Because they're all kind of just chilling right now. So just going to leave those alone for now. Let me see what the other JPY pairs are doing. Yeah, so this thing's almost at the bottom of the zone, which makes sense. But this one's still trying to dump. That's the euro though, because EN is trying to push down as well. Yeah, so we might enter this the next candlestick. We're going to see. AN just broke this level 2. So this whole move from yesterday was now 1 to 2 risk to reward. So we're going to see if it's going to continue pushing down. Let's see if we can look for another entry. But it hasn't been this low in a minute. The last time it's been this low was in March. So do keep that in mind. So I'm just trying to find a wall. So I'm going to see how it reacts to this wall right here. And then we'll enter if it can stay underneath that wall right there. Yeah, that looks good right there. And that's where it's currently at. So we're going to see how it reacts to that level. Obviously, you can see it's been a clear downtrend. We've been calling mainly sales for them. We caught some sales up here too, but I cleared this source like a couple months ago. But this was a nice drop down. But as you can see, every time before it does a drop, it does this huge consolidation before the drop. So I want to see if it's going to continue to move or if the consolidation is going to start. So I don't want to trade if it's going to get stuck in some traffic like it did all this week before the dump and all that stuff. So we're going to see what's going on. But as we see now, we do see a retest. AJ is trying to drop back down. NJ following suit. So yeah, we're making some money on those. Now let's see if we can make some money on these pairs. Yeah, I like how these are looking. I'm not going to even lie to you. So we might hop in on this. We might hop in on these. This just did a retest. Yeah, so we might be jumping into some more trades real quick. And then we're just going to let these ride out into New York. indices and stuff. I'm probably gonna leave those alone until closer to New York when I see what they're trying to do. That's most likely what my game plan is going to be. But I like how these are looking right here. So this just broke underneath it, so I'm going to wait at least 5 minutes before I enter that. But I am going to write this stuff up. I like how this just rejected and pushed back down right here. Yes, don't be surprised if I post these. Alright, so now we're making some money on the JPY pairs, bro. Let me see if we hit the first TP for NJ. Yep, we just hit TP2 for NJ. Make sure to hit that like button, y'all. Maybe some money. 30 minutes into London, entered off the first 15, after the first 15. And yeah, TPs are getting hit. So the next TP for this is 92.65. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Is it 92.65 or is it 91.65? Let me see. 91.65, my bad. Looks like we're about to hit it. What did we hit it? I think we missed it by like a pip. Yeah, we barely missed it. So we're gonna see if we can hit that. Yeah. So we're gonna wait. I'm not gonna enter these just yet. I'm going to wait a little bit before we jump in on these. They're doing a retest. So I'll at least wait for the next 5 minutes. But it is looking nice. It did a retest and it's dropping, as you can see. Touched this orange line. First, it was struggling to break it, which is why we marked it off. Did a retest of the daily, broke underneath it, did a retest. Now you see it went from green to red. But I still want to wait for at least the first 5 minutes before we jump in on these. But we very much so will be jumping in on these very soon. So from its current 93.90, so it's about like a 50 pip stop loss. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, but we might be entering this the next 5 minutes because I do like how these are looking. But y'all should be nice and blue on AJ and NJ. These things are dumping. Did a nice retest. We just hit another TP. Just hit another TP. So the next TP is 91.60. Let me see if we can hit that. But new 5 minutes about to start in about 30 seconds. So let's go back to the Siege F pairs. Yeah, I like how these are looking. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I like how NC and UC is looking. I like how both those are looking. GC is doing a little bit different. I can see this pumping up some more. As you can see, it's looking completely different from the other pairs. Slightly different. Yeah, this is dumping. I like how these are looking. Yeah, we might jump in on these in a second. Yeah, I like all of these. New 5 minute did just start. Yeah, we're going to jump in on these. Yeah, I like how these are looking. We're about to jump in on these. Yeah, so I posted this one in the free Telegram. New Zealand CHF. That's probably going to be just a members only trade. I try to even it out, but I also want to give the members, obviously, a little bit more trades and the ones where like we can catch the most pips, of course. Yeah, I like how these are looking. Some other type of TPs in a second. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see if EN is trying to do something. Is that a good entry? Let me see. Let me see. Is that a good entry? Looks like it is trying to drop back down. So we might be entering this too in a second. Let me see what AN's up to. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, so we're going to wait, but don't be surprised we enter some New Zealand pairs again. Do not be surprised. But price is dumping, so let me go ahead and put these TPs in for y'all. But y'all should be blue because it's dropping as we speak. Now, TPs, price hasn't been this low in a minute, so I might have to pull out the good old 4-hour time frame. Let me see where we at. Cut that. We're starting the day off right. If I'm quiet, that's because I'm trying to type these TPs. So just bear with me for a second. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. Bam. Those TPs done. So it looks like it's retraced back to the entry slightly, but we're going to see what the next 5 minutes and 15 does. But we're going to let these do their thing. I like how these are looking, so we're going to let those do their thing. Remember to type the TPs up for this. And then we're just going to chill and let these do their thing. And, give me 1 second, just typing some stuff up. All right, bet. So look at the USD pairs. Out of curiosity, see what they're up to. Yeah, so they're still chilling for now. Yeah, so we're gonna leave those alone. Yeah, these might be the only pairs for now. Oh, just hit another TP. 91, 55. So we just hit TP4 on AJ. Make sure to hit that like button, y'all. We just hit TP4 on AJ. Let's see what NJ up to. Ooh, yeah, we're making some nice money right now. Making some nice money. Hold on 1 second. Ooh. Yeah, make some money. All right, so what TP did we just hit? We just hit TP4. We make some money right now. I think dumping. We're about to hit another TP. Like this thing ripped. This thing is ripping. So let's see if these can follow suit. They are doing a retest of that level, but we're going to hold these, of course, until SL or TP gets hit. This is trying to drop down. So we're going to see what the next 15 looks like. I do like how this is looking, but I ain't going to lie to you. But yeah, we're deep in profit on the JPY pairs, though. Crazy in profit. So what's the next TP for AJ? What's the next TP? I think it's 50. Man, we barely missed that one. The NJ, yeah, another huge rip. So we are past the middle of the zone for both trades. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the members know. Okay, so they're both at the middle of the zone. So don't be surprised when this next 15 is a retracement. Do not be surprised. We hit this strong wall of traffic that we can see right here, and we see how price is reacting to it. So do not be shocked if the next candlestick is a retracement. We've hit multiple TPs. There's no reason any of y'all should close this trade red. And like I said in the disclaimer, not every TP is going to get hit. Good example is USD Before the retracement, it hit like 3 or 4 TPs, then it did a drop. Same thing with gold the other day, hit a couple TPs, then retraced. Same thing with GBPJPY. The first couple days we entered buys. It's a retracement, but this is looking like, yeah, it's looking like it's trying to do what I was thinking. So New Zealand she was just following that, but USD still dumping, which is interesting. But this is looking nice for a potential second entry for this original entry right here. But USD is dumping still, which is fine. We want to see a New Zealand JPY. Let me see what not New Zealand JPY. Let me see what the other CHF pairs are doing. So USD CHF is the only one that's doing a nice dump right now, which is fine. So this trade is still valid till SL gets hit anyways, but it looks like it's following what GC is doing, which is interesting. But this one's going our way, so it's all good. 93.35. It's going to be the first TP. We're a couple pips away from that. And we're like 2 pips away from that. We got a new 15 about to start. I want to see this get hit beforehand. But it looks like it's not. Looks like it's not. But this is tempting me to enter second entry on GC, because I can't see it hitting the top of the zone today if it continues to bullish momentum like it's just showing right here. So this is definitely tempting me to add a possible second entry on it. We're gonna see. Because GC is still bullish for sure. Yeah, we might. Yeah, I might enter that. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We'll see though. We'll see. So new 15 digits start. So let's see. Yeah, these are retesting. That's fine though. We're gonna let these do their thing. We're still up on the JPY pairs. Not tripping. We just hit another TP on AJ. TP5 just got hit on AJ. So you should be canceling out y'all's drawdown anyways. And we're not that much in drawdown on these pairs. And they can very much still try to come back down like we see right here. The GBPCHF, that is tempting me for another month, because the GBP pairs around this time, 3, 4 o'clock, I've been noticing, especially last month, have been doing a nice pump during this time, and they have been moving a little bit different compared to the other correlating pairs. But I'm not gonna get too greedy. I'm just gonna watch that for now. I'm just gonna hold these trades because you don't gotta jump into every trade. That is tempting though, I'm not gonna lie. But we're just gonna leave that alone for now. So the next TP for this, it's gonna be 91.45. We're gonna see if we can hit this before I cut the stream off. Definitely possible. This thing going crazy. We just hit another TP for NJ as well. We just hit TP5 for NJ. Great start to the day. We're just an hour into London. We've been holding this trade for like 20, 25 minutes, which isn't bad at all. So next TP for this is 75. It's about to hit that right now. Shit. Let me see what AJ up to. Yeah, we're making some stupid money right now. We're almost at the last TP. I think the last TP. We entered off like what, this candlestick? Yeah, so we're up like 40 pips off this trade alone. All right, so move SL and profit or close the trade. All right, move SL and profit or close the trade. You should not close this trade red. You should not let this reverse on you. Nobody should leave this trade without making any money. Currently, it's at a 1-to-1, almost 1-to-2 risk to reward. It comes all the way down to the daily zone, which I have around like 90, 95, 91. Then I'll be able at 1-to-2, almost 1-to-3. But that thing is ripping right now. So is NJ. So again, nobody should close any of these trades red. Nobody should close any of these trades red. Jeez Louise. I'm making stupid money right now. All right, let's go to the CHF pairs, see what they're up to. All right, so they're getting their act back together. Yeah, this is still looking like a buy setup, though, I'm not going to lie. But for the sell setups that we have, they're getting their act back together. So it's currently 2-0. Other two trades, they should be flickering in and out blue right now. But we are currently 2-0. Now, what's the first TP for New Zealand CHF? It's going to be 59.70. So I'm going to change this to, no, we can keep that there. Keep that there for now. 59.70. Let me see if it can break that level. I kind of want to change it to 75, but I'm going to leave it there for now. This thing dropping. First TP for USD CHF is 93.35. So we're like 2 pips off from that. Let's see if we can hit this. New 5 minutes just started. Let's see if we can hit this. Hey, I appreciate that. And it's just practice. Just practice. That's all it is. And just understanding what you're looking at. Because a lot of people, especially me, when I started, I just knew that people were making money doing this. So that's what got me interested, just like everybody else. But then you're like, I want to start. You pull up a chart, you don't know what you're looking at. You just see a bunch of candlesticks. You just see random patterns. It can be very overwhelming. But when you just take your time and relax and don't put any pressure on yourself and really observe and learn before you start throwing your money in the market, it makes things a lot simpler. It makes things way easier. One, you have more confidence in your trades, and two, you can let them ride out. You're not going to freak out too much. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Anybody can get like this. Like I literally just got out the bed. I started the stream. I literally just got out the bed, hopped at my desk, started the stream, and then like 20 minutes later, we entered trades. And then probably after the stream, I'm probably gonna let these ride out, probably work out or something. Yeah, but the New Zealand pairs are just ripping. NJ's almost at the bottom of the zone. And again, with the strategy, the reason why I like the strategy is because we're able to determine the direction the price is going for the day. That's why a lot of the pairs, if we're right about direction, we can let this ride out and hold the entire trade going into New York. Like if I pull up the daily, you can literally see we entered off, hit this yellow line, we rolled the entire daily candlestick down, right? And then we did the same thing with GBP New Zealand earlier this week. We rolled the entire daily candlestick down. We actually wrote 2 daily candlesticks with this pair. We got in on this entry, rode this entire daily candlestick down, then off the retracement, we entered off this daily candlestick, rode this all the way down. And then, we see it do it again. Like we do this all the time. And of course, the bigger the time frame, the bigger the candlesticks, the more pips you catch, which is why we're able to catch so many pips all the time. Like that's why I like this strategy. But this strategy doesn't matter what your account size is. 40 pips is 40 pips, 100 pips is 100 pips. Gold yesterday, 2,000 pips. No matter what your account size is, 2,000 pips is good money. You feel me? Like this is how we did yesterday. Yesterday we went 6-0, 2,300 pips on gold alone, 76 pips on AN, USD pips, GBPJPY 74 pips, GC 110 pips, Euro New Zealand 55. It doesn't matter what your account size is. If you catch that amount of pips, that's good money. Your account's going to grow. Like those trades, I made like 20% of my account off those trades yesterday. Which was insane. So New Zealand, CHF, the CHF pairs are struggling, but we're still going to let these do their thing for now. The fact that it dropped this far is a good sign. So we're just going to let these do their thing and see what they do the next couple hours. But we're going to let these do their thing for now. This is still kind of tempting me for a buy setup, not going to lie. But I'm going to hold off on that for now. Yeah, still a good start to the week. So these ones should be canceling out y'all's drawdown anyways. We don't let that will worry you too much. Always hold to SOTP gets hit. Now, let me just look and see any other pairs. I'm into this. I like how this is looking. Do you have any videos for how I tackle 100K challenge? Yes, I do actually. Good question. So I'm gonna link a bunch of videos that I suggest everybody watch it. And it's not even just if you're trying to pass a funded account. This is like you can use this for your live and personal account as well. So let me go ahead and pull those videos up. I have a lot of videos. I have a video, and this strategy is when I use to compound my accounts, but you can literally use the strategy to grow your 100K account and pass it as well. Everything just comes down to math. That's where everything comes down to. It's just simple math. It's just simple math. That's literally all it is. This is the strategy I use to like double my account every 2 weeks to a month, depending on how the week is. And in that video, straight to the point, and you can use that for funded accounts as well. Like it's literally everything's just simple math. You gotta know what your goal is, and you gotta figure out how you're gonna do so. It all comes down to math. A lot of people get trading wrong. I was talking about this in the Zoom call with my members yesterday. A lot of people get trading wrong. They're worried about if I enter this lot size, then I can make X amount, but you can also lose X amount with that same lot size. You need to think percentage-wise. You need to think percentages. You need to think percentages. Don't think, oh, I want to make 100 today. If you got $100 or $200 account, you're saying you want to double your account every day, and that you make your 50% of your account wisely is in one day is I'm not going to say impossible, but you're gonna have to have a good ass trading day. You know what I'm saying? But making 10% of your account, 5% of your account a day, that's possible. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the trades alone yesterday, I made like 20+% of my account. So it's definitely possible. And every day at least, like if we have like trades that hit at least TP3, TP4, multiple trades like that, I make at least 10% of my account a day, like 5 to 10% of my account per day. So it's definitely possible. You gotta think percentage wise. You gotta think realistic numbers. You can't just pull up a number in your head that sounds good. You gotta look at your account and think, okay, what is realistic? What can I actually do? What is possible? And then once you let reality sit in, trading becomes a lot easier. Then of course then after that it's just discipline. You have to have discipline. You gotta stick to that plan. You can't get greedy. You gotta not let FOMO take over. And of course, above all, if at least 2 TPs got hit, you should not let your trade turn red. You should not let your trade turn red. If at least 2 TPs got hit, you should not let your trade turn red. So this thing did a huge rejection with us, retesting this level. Yeah, so I might just chill out on that because we're in plenty. We're in 2 trades that are slightly drawdown, 2 trades are deep in profit. So I might just let these ride out, and I might look for some more entries going into New York session. There's only a couple other trades that I would even take. I like how your AD is looking, and Euro New Zealand, but I'm gonna leave those alone for now. So we barely missed TP1 on this twice, but still respecting this level. We kind of see a repeat. Like these look exactly the same. So we're gonna see how this candlestick closes. We got like 2 minutes left on that. Strong wall that's struggling to break, but it definitely isn't impossible, especially when volume picks back up. So we're just gonna let these do their thing. NJ just hit the bottom of the zone. We just completed the quickest 1 to 2 risk to reward that we've had on stream in a minute. So when it hits this zone, and it did this right before the 15, the new 15, which I don't think is a coincidence. So this bottom of the zone, simple back testing. It's either going to break through this level or we could see a retracement. So do not be surprised. I mean, we see price doing it right now. We see price literally reacting off this line. It literally just tapped this line. And now it's rejecting back up, right? Then we see that same thing happen here. Tap that line, reject it down. We saw this. We saw it do it here too. Respect it as a support level, turn to a resistance level. Okay, so when you know what you're looking for, you know what you're looking at, you're going to know where's the best place to enter trades and the best place to exit trades. And this is what I teach my members and my students. Because this is the best way to trade. Like, I know people always, you're going to see a bunch of videos on the best strategy. This is literally the best strategy. You can use this on anything. This works on crypto. This works on stocks. This works on indices. This works on currency pairs. You rarely will find a strategy that works on literally anything. You look at all these big traders, what do? They only trade like what? Either 1 or 2 pairs. And they only have strategies that works for 1 or 2 pairs. But what do you do, for instance, like last month when the indices were choppy as hell? What are you gonna do when your one pair doesn't have a good setup? Because we go through our list, we trade different things every day. Now we might trade similar things, like the same pairs every day, but there's always gonna be at least 1 or 2 that's different every day. Why? Because some setups aren't going to be there and other setups are going to be there. But you only are a one-trick pony. Like you're only relying on one pair and one strategy. When that pair doesn't have a setup, you end up not being able to trade. But we trade every day and catch fish every day because we know how to read charts. We don't just have a strategy, but we actually know how to read candlesticks. We actually know how to read charts. So we're able to go through all these 20 different pairs and find setups. Every day. Yeah. So now NC is trying to make a round too. Yeah, so we're gonna let these do their thing for now. Got a pretty decent stop loss. So I'm not gonna trip too much about that. But yeah, we're just gonna let these do their thing for now. And yeah, GBPJPY looks like it's trying to finish the move. It might hit the top of the zone today. Kind of like how this is looking right here. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I kind of like how it's looking. But I'm just gonna hold these trades for now. Just gonna hold these trades for now. Yeah, but AJ and NJ should be canceling out y'all's drawdown on those two trades regardless. So don't let that bother y'all too much. Make sure to hit that like button, y'all. Make sure to subscribe. And I figured out the mic issue. So there will be actually videos dropping tomorrow. I'm recording a bunch of videos today and tomorrow and this weekend. So there will be actually videos dropping tomorrow. Not tomorrow. This probably drop some this weekend actually too. Because my mic would act up when I have it hooked up to, like when I have my computer hooked up to my extra monitor. Even though it sounds clear on YouTube, but the stuff I used to record my YouTube videos to post on YouTube, the mic would just bug out. So I fixed that. I figured that out. So now I can finally upload videos because I attempted to upload some videos like 5 different times and audio just kept acting up. But I think I figured it out now. Because I know I've been saying going to be dropping stuff for the longest, but it's actually going to happen. It's actually going to happen. Yeah, so we're going to let these do their thing for now. And New 15 did a start, did a retest. It looks like it's attempting to, but again, you guys see how this fibonacci candlestick closes. But it could definitely continue to drop because if it's trying to go down on the daily time frame, it could continue to drop going into New York. But we literally just caught, again, the entire daily candlestick down so far. Like we entered up here, and we just rolled this entire daily candlestick down again. Same thing with AJ. And next one's going to be Sunday. Pretty sure I'm going to do one Sunday. Yeah, the next Zoom call is going to be Sunday. I like to have them 3 times a week. You know, they're usually on Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And of course, we had the New York one, and we had the New York Zoom session for the Red Folder News. I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then, yeah, it was either Tuesday or Wednesday. Pretty sure. Yeah, during the week, the days kind of like fuse together for me because it's like I'm just working. But I'm pretty sure it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. But these are looking good right now. So we're going to just let the CHF pairs do their thing for now. And I think I'm just going to chill on entering anything else until closer to New York. I'm going to keep an eye on these other pairs though. Yeah, this thing's just playing around. It's just playing around. So we're going to see what it tries to do going later on into New York. Yeah, this is doing, yeah, the Euro's just pumping up right now. Euro and GBP is pumping up right now. So out of curiosity, let me see what GJ's up to. Because I just like to still look at correlating pairs. Ooh, yeah, because we could have entered this too, but the move stayed like 40 minutes an hour beforehand. And that's why I went for correlating pairs. Because as you can see, this was an hour ago. The ideal entry would have been up here, but this started earlier. But again, going to correlating pairs, 9 times out of 10, they're going to move the same. But we saw with the CHF pairs, not so much. But yesterday, we saw a lot of CHF pairs moving similar. But JPY pairs, most of the time, will move the same. Only a couple don't move the same all the time. Like even CHF JPY, we could enter this as well. But same thing, had this trade set up from last night. Ended up doing the move when I went to sleep. But if price continues to drop, we could potentially enter because it just broke underneath this daily level. And that's a coincidence because NJ hit the daily level here as well. And AJ is almost at the daily level. And Euro JPY just hit a daily level as well and just broke underneath it. Again, these aren't coincidences. You just gotta know what you're looking for and what you're looking at. These aren't just random candlesticks. Price isn't just randomly going up and down. Price is heading somewhere. And when you know where it's heading, you can use that to your advantage to catch pips. Yeah, so these just broke underneath. So You could possibly look for some sell setups on those, but I might chill out on those for now. I might just keep holding these and let these ride out, and then wait until these other two trades try to get their act together. They are definitely struggling to break that wall there, but it's not impossible, but they are definitely struggling. Yeah, but I'm about to go ahead and hop off, yo. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. The gold buy is trying to push back up, but I'm going to wait until closer to New York to see what it's trying to do. I want to see how it reacts to that wall there. All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all next week.